Today, guys, we fight Rome. But not because of anything that I actually did. In fact, it's a situation sent in by one of you guys. A small nation, minus 30 war score, and being stomped on by the Romans. This really is a very tough spot to be in. So we're going to try and save it and provide some insight on gameplay from my expert perspective, all culminating in a war that leaves 500,000 Romans dead. Will this save us from utter doom, and can we really push the Romans back? Well, stay tuned to find out. And one quick note before we get going, guys, I am interested in more saves, so if you want to show off your save for being amazing, or you want me to try and save your save, you can find the link to my Discord down below, and in there is some instructions on what to do, how to get your save to me. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Well, guys, here we are as an Iberian tribe in a pretty sticky situation. This save has been sent in by Roy, something for me to try and solve and sort out. So we'll see what we can do in this video. So this video is kind of there as both a saving the disaster campaign and also a bit of a tutorial video, because it's something that I've been thinking about for quite a while. And I am by no means an absolute meta expert on this game, but I have played a lot of hours and I've played a lot of different nations. So if a tutorial is something you're interested in, guys, make sure you like this video and comment down below as well. But of course, let's get into this save. And Roy is playing on Iron Man, going for the Europa Universalis achievement, where you have to take all of Iberia. And he writes that he had a tech advantage on the Romans, so he assumed that he could beat them, but that the Romans are just destroying his armies. And in the end, he rage quit. That is something that I have done as well many a time, so yeah, I can fully relate to that. He also says that he understands that he needs to build buildings to get tech, and he prefers to lead levies to sack cities. If I could figure out how to beat the Romans or even lose the war, but can make a comeback, that would be job done. So guys, a few things we're going to go through first of all, and the first thing is the fact that we are playing just with Invictus, which is absolutely fantastic. Great to see Invictus, although I'd just recommend having UI 2.0, because with that mod you can see how many of your pops you need in various settlements. You can do loads of neat things like have the population up here. So that's just a little recommendation on top of Invictus for everyone out there. I do highly recommend having that mod as well. And it looks like we have finished Mantazania's main mission set, which is why we are a kingdom. So that is fantastic. That is a great step towards beating the Romans in the long term. And I mean, look at the Romans. They are pretty damn big, so you've got to expect that they're going to be producing a ton of troops at this stage in the game. Governance-wise, we've got a 12-year-old in charge, which isn't great. That's not Roy's fault at all. That's just the way the game works. Offices are all good. I think we're all good on there. In terms of how we're doing for all our points, money, and everything like that, we're actually doing fantastically. Loads of money, loads of manpower, an obscene amount of influence, military experience as well, and we're stable without any aggressive expansion. So I'd say Roy's been doing a very good job of managing the nation. Really nice indeed. One thing we do want to have a look at, though, is the laws. And at the moment, there's a couple of things that I would say about the laws. Generally, I don't change laws too much in the game. I should probably change them a little bit more. It would be nice to have cultural dissemination as soon as you can get that, but we haven't got the invention for that yet. We do also have sponsored scholars right now, but we already have 150% research efficiency. Now, there is a chance if we go off this law that we won't have full research efficiency, but it might not have been a necessary law to take at some point, but it's good for the time being. But the main thing I wanted to say about the laws, guys, is we are on Royal Army. And we do actually have 2 legions already, but honestly, I think this is something that's a little inefficient here. It's something that we definitely didn't need to do. Unless it was for a mission or something like that, we definitely don't need to be on Royal Army right now. The reason being, we've got a decent legion in Boetica as well. And if we have a look at Boetica, which is our capital region over here, we've still got room for 9 pops. And if we have a look at the Legion of Contestiania, that's exactly 9 pops. So this legion really is not needed right now. We do not need to be on that law at all. We could be on Royal Guard and get that extra discipline and still have the same amount of troops in a legion. So that is a big recommendation for me. We don't necessarily need to do this, and I am going to do that straight away and get rid of this Legion of Contestiania, dismiss that straight away, and then we can go and improve this Legion of Boetica. Helvetica. Traditions-wise, we've got Iberian and Celt-Iberian traditions, so we're doing absolutely fine, I think. Right then, let's have a look at our religion, and we actually have 2 deified rulers here, so that is fantastic. Currently with discipline, definitely something we want to be doing when we're fighting the Romans, so doing a great job over here. We've got nothing to put in this Temple of Ars. And if we have a look at our religion, we are currently 86% Iberic, so that is fantastic. Doing a great job with the religious conversion over here. Culture-wise, though, we've only integrated 1 culture. Now, that is absolutely fine, in my opinion, especially when it dominates so much, but we have done no cultural decisions whatsoever in any cultures at all. So, like, no colonies. So, if we go onto the culture map mode and we go to Oritanian, you can see it's spread pretty nicely far and wide, but 100% I would recommend founding colonies in all of these cultures that you don't want to integrate as well. So we're going to do that straight away in Celt-Iberia because they're a separate culture group to us, so they're going to be harder to assimilate, so we want as many bonuses for them as possible. So that is something you want to be doing all the time, guys, on these cultures, is making sure that you are founding colonies in the cultures that aren't going to be integrated. And I respect the fact that Roy hasn't integrated any other cultures. It's hard not doing that, especially early game. He might have done it early game and stopped it as well. That is one possibility, but it does mean that you do have a lot more homogenous in terms of your armies, all that sort of thing. Trade-wise, we're doing absolutely fine. We're making quite a bit of money from trade. Diplomacy-wise, we've got 2 client states, Cowus and Lixus over here, and that's it. Obviously, it would be a good idea to try and get an alliance with Carthage, no matter what. I'm assuming you've had to go to war with Carthage a few times to get this land and this land, so I don't blame you for not being allied to Carthage at all. And honestly, there's not really any other allies you can take at this stage in the game. Like, everyone else is big, too far away, that sort of thing. I mean, Macedon would be good, but they look like they are definitely not willing to go into an alliance. So yeah, I think that's all we can do diplomacy-wise, is keep those client states and maybe get Carthage as an ally now that we are going into the north rather than going into North Africa. Tech-wise, Roy's done a great job on the military techs over here. I'd also say we've got some kind of weird bug going on here where there's some techs that have been researched without the ones before them. So I'm assuming he has researched these. It's just not transferred in the save. But there's 2 techs here on civic advances that I want to just mention that we probably should have got already rather than coming all the way down to embracing philosophy. Down here is temporary office to stop civil wars, because it's really good for that, and petition of the minorities. This is a tech that is absolutely necessary if you're going to be founding cities, especially if you start as a tribe without any of the advantages of a civilized nation. This is a tech that is absolutely necessary, and as we can see, lots of cities have been founded in the nation. That's absolutely fantastic. Really, really good work here to found all these cities. Well, I take what I said back about gradual economic integration, because there is grand theatre in a lot of these cities. So I am assuming that actually probably was research. So good job on that one. Very strange. I don't know why the tech is doing this. So now we've kind of gone over the nation itself, and it's actually a really well set up nation. Let's now talk about this war and the situation we find ourselves in. So we've been in this war for pretty much 2 years to take Vacaia Septentrionalis. Yes. Septentrionalis. Yes. Is this province here. So we do not currently have the war goal. That is obviously something we want to do straight away. Now, that is something that I would highly recommend doing, is when you go for the war goal, go for a province that has a fort in. Go and take that fort straight away. There might not have actually been a province with a fort in, but that's fine. Yeah, we obviously want to take the war goal back. On top of this, I want to just mention where we are. We are in 100 BC, and it's been 200 years since the game has started. Now, obviously, I don't know how hard it was to get to this point and when we actually got to this point, but one of the major things that you can do to prevent situations like this is to have conquered more land. I would suggest that we could have probably conquered a little bit more land by this point, just gone a little bit faster. I would say don't be scared of aggressive expansion. If you go over 50, it's not too bad, just as long as you know how to manage your stability. And obviously at the minute with 400 influence, we've got so much banked stability right there. So I'm going to do 2 right away and then save the rest of the influence as well. Right then, let's now look at the war situation, and in terms of our armies, we've only got 5 armies, and whether this again is a glitch, we actually haven't raised any of our levies, so we are going to raise all our levies. There's no point not having your levies raised along with your legions and mercenaries and everything. That was actually a bit of a mistake from me, because on top of that, we are going to buff up this legion. We've got heavy infantry, light cavalry, and heavy cavalry. That's fine, but for me, I probably wouldn't have light cavalry in there. I'd either swap them out for just more heavy infantry and heavy cavalry, or potentially spearmen as well. Fighting the Romans, they're going to have a lot of heavy infantry and heavy cavalry, so we kind of want to go against them with that. So we're going to get a little bit of a larger legion in here. We can get 9 more. Well, apparently we can actually get 20 more. I'm not sure that's actually right. So for now, we're just going to get 14 more. That's what we're going to spend our money on. So that means this legion now is pretty big and beefy and pretty scary for the enemy. And in terms of our economy, we're clearly doing very, very well, because we've got 4 mercenary companies right now. Now, I have had a look around, and there is a mercenary company nearby that could actually be of use to us. This one with war elephants over here, and it's only there. So this one that's damaged, once they get to there, we're going to get rid of them and get this war elephants one. In terms of the other mercenary companies, they aren't the best mercenary companies in the world. They do have heavy infantry in them, but if I was doing it, what I would look for when we look for mercenary companies is ones that don't have the light infantry and light cavalry. I think, though, the main issue is that there isn't many that only have that around here, so yeah, that's fine getting those mercenary companies in, but I definitely would have raised the levies as well if you didn't do that. I'm assuming you did, though. So then, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to send a couple of these 2 little stacks out to go and really annoy the Romans over here. We're going to sort of get this stack together and see what we can do with it as well, and basically see if there's any chance we can push these guys back. There's a 25k stack there, a little bit scary, but they are going to be stuck on a couple of forts now, so I think we can do a good job of trying to take them out piecemeal. And obviously, we've done a good job of taking land over here as well, but we are still on minus 34 war score. Let's have a look for the reason. 17 of that war score is because we don't control the war goal, so that is the main priority right now. We can instantly just get 17 war score from taking the main war goal. Right then, let's get into it. We're going to bring this mercenary company around down here to join these guys. We're also going to go and try and alleviate that with our levy of Baetica. This guy's going to come and join as well. Oh, and nice, we've got roads as well. That's great. That is really good. I'm sorry this is kind of all over the place, guys, but it's just I'm noticing things as I'm going along. We are importing quite a lot of goods, but we're importing too many of a lot of goods. Like, we've got 6 base metals. And 3 stone. We absolutely do not need that many of them. We've also got all of these food goods that don't have the capital bonus. So 100%. These are the best goods in the game for your nation, in my opinion. So you want to be having surpluses in all of these goods and not massive surpluses, because that extra freeman happiness there, I think, is better suited to giving you some slave happiness, some commerce, because that's more money, some pop promotion speed. So yeah, and then also we probably want to get iron and horses for that heavy cavalry discipline and that heavy infantry discipline for us too right now. So we are going to cancel a few of these routes and basically reorganize everything. Well, guys, we're finally ready to press play. I know it's been ages, but one last thing before we press play. Sorry, everyone's clicked off the video already by now, haven't they? Everyone is gone. Make sure you comment if you're not gone. You're a real one. War score in Imperator Rome, that is the last thing I want to say, is very transient. You can fight a war and get to minus 30, minus 50, and it can change just like that. It can change really quickly within 6 months. So generally, the longer you stay in the war, the more advantages you're gonna have, unless you are, you know, getting full occupied. But generally, the longer you go in the war, you're gonna be doing better decisions than the AI, and those decisions over time start to add up. It's like a snowball effect. I would say you don't need to panic if you are getting occupied. I mean, what is the worst that can happen in this war? That's what they could take. It looks like a lot, and it is a decent amount, but it's not game ending. It's definitely not game ending. We'll see what we can do now we're in this situation, but I think we can turn this around a little bit at least. And goddamn, of course they had to take this settlement, and it looks like we are going to lose. And it does say our army has a better quality than theirs. Oh my god, our guy is... Oh, he's got 2 martial, and he's being tutored in becoming zealous. Because he's only got 2 martial, we definitely want him to become better in martial rather than zealous, so I'll switch that around when we we can. Let's see how we do in this battle, though. And let's see, what do they have? Yes, look at that. Okay, they're using bottleneck. We're using shock action. And I should have set up these guys a little bit better, although I probably would have set them up like this. So, yeah, we're just getting slammed by that heavy infantry. And this is the main issue right here, is the fact that they've got 227% morale. Their heavy infantry. Insane amount of morale. So we are only going to beat them if we have absolutely overwhelming numbers. So that, I'm assuming that is the reason we've been losing these battles and this war. So yeah, we are going to have to death stack. I don't like the death stack too much, but sometimes it just has to be done, guys. There we go. We've taken the war goal back. So we're back to minus 29 war score. That's actually okay. It's not too bad. And damn, I completely missed this. How did I miss this? Oh, well, what we'll do is we'll go and gather our troops up where they are retreating to. The thing is, guys, because we already know what we're going to lose if we lose this war, it's going to be all this coast down here. And we know that that's only what they'd accept right now. There is no point in piecing out now. Like, we might as well fight this until the death. Okay, here we go. 27k versus their 10k. And yeah, we're already getting smashed. I think we'll win in the end, but that morale... Okay, they're going down in morale, obviously, but I think we are going to win. But that is kind of showing us how much we need to outnumber them. It's like a 3-to-1 ratio right now, which is not good. I'm not going to lie. Okay, there we go. That is a good victory. And what do we want to do over here? One thing to note as well, we're hugely over fort infrastructure capacity in our capital. 10 out of 5. That's going to be costing us tons of money. Now, I'm not going to reduce it now because we are in a war, and I would like Rome to have to struggle to take our capital. But yeah, after the war, we will get rid of these 2 forts here. And another tradition, and we are going to go for fort defense because that is just going to slow them down, and we want them to be slowed down as much as possible. One other thing to note as well, I don't think we need to be scared of assaulting some forts. Once we get a breach, we might as well assault this one because it's only got 300 garrison. Take that back. It'll give us a bit of money. There we go. I know we didn't get a breach then, but I think we're going to be okay with that one. Right then, it's time to start trying to take out these boys piecemeal. We're going to go around in a big stack to start with. Okay, first stack wipe. Good. Let's see if we can push back any more of these armies. Well, there we go. Another 10,000 Romans killed. Very good. Let's carry on. We are managing to take them out a little bit piecemeal, but to really turn the tide of this war, we need to take back a lot of land. So I don't think we're going to be able to turn it fully, but we're just going to have to try and do as much as possible to kill the Romans so that when we fight them next time, they'll be a lot weaker. And we captured a Roman eagle and stack wiped there, so we are just going to carry on piecemeal attacking them. They're really right in the center now, so this is going to be a lot harder to get rid of these boys. But if we can get rid of any, it's good. It's really good. Well, we are slowly but surely beating quite a few armies back, so we're just going to carry on with it. We're just going to keep on chipping away at them. Actually, let's go for that 17k. They might take the fort before then, though. And yeah, they took it straight away. Of course they did. One thing I'm specifically going to do is try and take this fort back here pretty quickly because they've got 9k troops across here. And if we take that back, they've got no way of coming back to us. There we go. Smashed another army. So yeah, they're starting to break up a bit. Problem is, right now, we've got a lot of forts we need to take back rather quickly if we're going to capitalize. There we go. Let's go quick march as well, because we definitely need that to catch some of these smaller stacks. There goes another fort as well. They do have plenty of troops moving around, but we are slowly but surely making a little bit of progress. And damn, they actually defeated us down here. I did not see that 19k stack. I wonder whether they've been dropped off. Honestly, don't know, but that's fine. They've been a good distraction. Well, there we go. Another really nice victory. And we are slowly but surely starting to push them back. This is going all right. We really just need to take the war goal, though. Let's go for Tormentor as well. I know it's a mess, but it's okay. It's another siege engineer. Well, there we go. Another 10k stack depleted. And we're just going to keep on doing it. We're just going to keep on smashing into them, boys. It's all we can do right now. Pretty much the hit and hope strategy. And there goes our legion. Again, it's really, really coming into its own now. What you can try and do as well is bait the AI into bad attacks. So if we stand here, for example, Look, this 8k stack wants to come into this fight. So we'll move here now. But as you can see, they are committed. So we are... Okay, they're not committed. They're not going to come in now. That's fine. Oh, and finally we won that siege. Jeez, that took forever. And damn, we are just smashing them back now. So this goes to show you guys that, you know, the longer you stick in the war, the more benefits you are going to have. And we've already got Rome down to low as well. That's fantastic. That is great news, my boys. And we've got them on the run. Look at them running away. They're too scared now. That is great. And look at them all retreating into their own land, guys. That in Imperator Rome is gold dust. That is a really, really good sign that you are winning the war. Well, you know, we're minus 18, but we are winning quite well. Okay, well, we lost with this mercenary company. That's fine. We are losing a few sieges here and there, but we're winning the majority of what we need right now. And I just raised this levy back up. It was fully recovered, so let's go and take the war goal back. We're just going to keep doing that with the 2k stacks just to annoy them. Of course, omen-wise, we're going discipline again. And damn, I was so involved in the war that I forgot to put this guy in a martial education. He's got great zeal, but that's not really what we need right now. There we go. 2 big forts taken back. So again, we're just going to use this army to try and push their armies back. And I definitely could get some new mercenaries right now, but actually the mercenaries are all relatively healthy. So I'm not going to do that. I know we could, but I think the delay in time from them getting here, getting the morale back, it's probably not worth it. I'd rather just have these boys all ready to go. And another stack wipe. And that is something I wasn't expecting. Carthage have actually declared war on us to take Tingitania. Honestly, I'd be willing to give it to them if it wasn't occupied by Rome. I mean, this may make what we're doing now slightly untenable, but we'll see. Damn, another stack wipe. We are just destroying their legions right now. And damn, we just got an event to lose money, so we're going to have to neglect some research. And there we go. We just got rid of like 4 2k stacks that were just being really annoying. So that's good. Let's retake the war goal. And I think we'll be on positive war score then, boys. And you may also be wondering why I'm not attaching these troops. It's because one of the armies is really fast, and then our legion is slow. So although it's better to go into the battle all at once, boys, sometimes when you're fighting all these small stacks all together, they move really quickly because they don't have supply trains, that sort of thing. So they move fast. So I would rather catch them with a smaller, worse army so that the Legion can come in and smash them than not catch them at all. Very Napoleonic in its tactics, but sometimes you want to do that rather than attaching everything together and going for these big battles that are hard to catch the enemy in. This is a prime example. The small legion caught it first, and now we've got the big legion in the back, and it looks like, yeah, this legion is going to be brutal by the end of this. So look at this. We've got legion dedication, obviously, from it. Ferrata, Polychiortes, a Duutrix as well, and Campesta. So we are pretty strong with that legion now. And look at that. We're now at 6 war score, boys. We're actually positive. Right then, now we're in a bit of a sticky situation. We've beaten the Romans back quite a bit, but look at Carthage coming through now. I'm basically just rushing down. I'm going to rush down this fort, rush this down as well, and see if we can take it. Rome's just gone to low and not very low. I don't know the reason for that. Did they win a... Yeah, they did win a recent battle, but not any, like, crazy big battles or anything. Okay, then. So, we can take this, and that's it, I believe, guys. Yeah, positive by 1. And that obviously should help with any sort of disloyalty over this region as well. They're not going to be able to bring troops through. I don't think they could bring troops through anyway because we've got this, but that does connect our land up. So I would say that's a pretty good success in this first war. Brutal war, of course, but it's nice to see us come out on top. Now we've just got to deal with this. There's a mission as well, boys. And we are going to get rid of this mercenary company because it's destroyed. We'll probably get rid of a couple more too, but let's just fight a few battles, use them to the last moment, and then, yeah, let's have a look. Is there any good ones? Apparently we can only support 3, but we've been having 4 this whole time, so I'm not sure about that one. Tell you what, get rid of this guy because it's not going to make much difference, and then we'll have a look for a good new one. We can actually support this 29k stack, but they're in Sardinia, so we can't get them anyway because I don't know whether you've noticed, guys, but we don't have a fleet. So yeah, that would have been a lovely one though. And we got a 24k stack in Carthage. Yeah, I think that's too far away. You know what? We'll go for it. If it goes badly, that's okay. And then we'll just basically, they should have all their morale by the time they get back to Tingi. And there we go. We've scared the Carthaginians off our forts over here. So we are going to push them back here. That's fantastic. One thing that's perpetually annoying about Carthage is they always drop troops off on your coast. So even if you're fighting all the way down here, you're going to see stuff like this that is incredibly annoying. I'm also choosing a few more governors, guys, and what I'm looking for is marshal on these areas where we do have decent levies. So basically so that we can get good marshal characters in place next time. Like, this guy's, what, 9 marshal? That's pretty good. And damn, that's something I've never seen before, boys. The max political influence thing. Yeah, let's get some stability back. I'm just forgetting to do it, but I'm saving up political influence to build some more cities when we finish this war, if we do finish it in a good way. Next tradition, levy size multiplier. Awesome. And damn, we can't cross the strait now because of their ships. A navy would be very nice in this situation right now. Well, there we go. We've taken back Tingy, so we've taken back the war goal. Honestly, I think we should take something in this war. We need to punish Carthage for what they've done here. Oh well, we weren't able to punish them. We need more troops. I'm also going to try and make friends with Menes the First Antipatrid over here so that we can get an alliance with Macedon. Whether we can or not is a different question. We're kind of out of diplomatic range of Cleopatra the Fourth, so really we don't have many options when it comes to people to help against Rome. I mean, Britain's definitely an option, but yeah, what does Rome have? 9,000 pops and they've got 1,000. If anything, though, they'd be quite a good distraction against Rome. Well, then, we've managed to push them back. We are absolutely death stacking right now, but we needed all of our troops to push their armies back here. Once we get down here, we'll start splitting them up. And damn, Carthage's troops got hands. We just lost a ton of troops in that battle. Let's now come down towards gradual economic integration, even though it probably was already done. Well, when I say probably, it definitely was done because there's so many of those buildings, grand theaters in these cities. Well then, let's peace out with Carthage, and we are going to take stuff because fuck Carthage for taking advantage of us. We're also going to get them to release a nation if we can. So let's get them to release Selinus over here. That should slow them down a little bit as well. And yeah, right then, well-earned rest for both me and the troops. Well then, guys, we've beaten both Rome and Carthage back, but what are we going to do now to prepare ourselves to fight Rome again? Well, let's go through it as I'm doing it myself. So I'll just rest a little bit, get some of this AE down. We're going to go, yeah, 200 divine sacrifice there. Do we need that? I don't think we need it. I think we're all right, but let's have a look at where our cities are to start with. So we do have a lot of cities. Really good job done on that one, but I think we'll add some cities into this region we have just conquered so that we can start to convert it a little bit quicker. There's 2, and then this one on the coast as well. So let's build a city in here. Again, it is hills, but it's got 17 pops right now, which is the largest out of these. We could have built it in the plains, which is technically better, but yeah, 17 pops is definitely better, and it's base metals as well, so we don't need to worry about the food there. This one we will build in the plains. Let's do that. Well, there we go. We're now building quite a few cities, but what is the reason for building the cities in the first place, guys? Well, there's so many reasons why we want to build cities, so I'm not going to go over every single reason there is, but let's just talk about one of the main reasons for me, which is assimilation and religious conversion. So generally in settlements, you're not going to have huge concentrations of people. I have seen settlements with like 30 pops before. They can go up to a decent amount, but it's nowhere near as many as you can get in cities. I mean, let's have a look at Ars over here, 39 pops. Let's look at the metropolis of Cortuba, 139 pops. Wow, I didn't even realize that. That is some great bonuses, I'm assuming, from the mission tree there. Very nice indeed. But you can see, you obviously get a lot more pops in cities. And in settlements, if you are going to try and convert the population to your primary culture, if you're not integrating cultures, the only thing you can really do is do the governor policy of either assimilation or religious conversion, and then build one of the provincial legations as well, which takes up a building slot for something that might be better, like a mine or a farming settlement or a slave estate. In general, those are probably better than the legation, because the legation is just there to assimilate pops pretty much. Whereas in cities, over time, you're going to get a much larger concentration of people that you can then assimilate and convert with specific buildings. So we have the Grand Theatre, that's pop assimilation speed +2, which is insane. Great Temple conversion speed +2, which is also insane. So those two buildings are going to convert people way quicker because there's more of them in the city, and it's just going to be churning through them over and over and over and over and over and over again, and convert them quicker as well. On top of of that, you've also got marketplaces, which do have assimilation tied to them too. So it's basically just a much better way of getting your pops together and then converting them all together in a place where they're going to convert faster. So that for me is the main reason why you want to build cities. Obviously, there's huge economic and research benefits as well. But for me, getting those pops assimilated to your culture and religion is primary in this game. It's one of the highest priorities you can have. So by building those cities and building those requisite buildings in them, we're going to be doing that a lot quicker. So now we're out of the war as well. We're going to reduce army maintenance, fort maintenance as well. We're going to keep wages in the middle, and we're also going to have a look at this commerce as well. So at the minute, it looks like we've got a lot more exports than imports. So we want to go free trade. Yeah, that's an extra 8 ducats or 8 gold a month. So we definitely want to be on that one. And a little tip, guys, you don't need to look at the trade overview for this. You can just have a look at which one makes you the most money and put it on that one. We're also going to sort out the fort situation over here because what do we have? We've got 6 out of 6 in this one, so we could actually keep one of these forts, but I just think it's unnecessary money we're spending there. And then this province as well, what do we have? We've got 10 out of 6. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take away these forts on these cities. Doesn't really matter too much if they get sacked. You'll get those population back from enslaving and sacking other people elsewhere. And we're going to use that money that we just got from deleting those to build this one up to a level 3. So it's going to take them way longer to take this one. In fact, we could even go for 2. We've got yeah, we need 103 gold. That is so cheap for a fortress as well. Jeez. So I think, yeah, we'll go for level 4 on our capital because as we've seen, the Romans found it quite easy to get through this land. And I'm going to see if there's a way in which we can block Rome from getting through here easily and getting through here easily. Next one we're going to go for is pillage and plunder. Get that recovery speed and also some free freemen. And with our spare influence, we are going to go around changing all these governor policies. Rule of thumb, guys, pretty obvious, but in places that aren't your religion, you want religious assimilation policy. In places that are your religion, but not your culture, like here, you want obviously a cultural assimilation policy. And then obviously, if anyone gets upset and sad, you want harsh treatment. But basically, I never go on to harsh treatment until you get to like 30%, because that's when they become disloyal. So if you're doing it before then, you're wasting the opportunity to use something else like religious conversion, of having that bonus for an extra 20 months, an extra 100 months, whatever it might be as it's ticking down. As you can see, the AI does like to put it on harsh treatment if it is going to tick down. So like this one's got 100 loyalty, but it's on harsh treatment already, which is something we really don't need it to be on. It's got 100 loyalty, so we're going to go conversion for this one. And it's only going down 0.03 as well, so it really doesn't matter. The problem is, guys, as you get bigger and bigger, this becomes a massive chore, and every time you change governors, they'll change the policies themselves. So it does become a chore after a certain point. It's how long you want to sort of balance that out, whether you want to spend 5 minutes every half an hour doing it or not. But it's worth just checking every now and then. We're also going to found a colony in Turdetanian, because even in our capital province over here, we still have a lot of Turdetanians, so we want to be assimilating them. So forts-wise, guys, there's only a couple of things we can really do right now. Over this side, there's not a huge amount we can do. I would like a fort in there, but honestly, when this border gets closed off, the only fort you'll need is one here. So we're going to build one there. It's only going to be level 1, so it's not great. And then we're also going to build one here. So that should be all of this covered with zone of control, should I say, if I can remember it. We're also just going to forget about this piece of land here, because they're going to find it hard to come through this way. They're going to come down through here. So let's build one there. That should control these provinces around this way. That only leaves this way then for them to come through. So we're basically going to double bubble it and put a fort there as well. So that should completely stop them from getting through so easily. Now, they're going to be able to siege those forts down very quickly, especially with a legion, but it's an extra bit of defense. It's an extra bit to stop them instantly just coming through here. We're also going to use our money to build great temples in all of these areas that we conquered off Carthage. We're also going to get our legion to build a few more roads. The road network is generally very, very good, but we're going to just fill in a couple of the gaps. Basically now what we're going to be doing is exactly the same as what I said. We're going to be building great temples, and when we get the tech, which I'm assuming we already did have the tech, which is a bit annoying, but oh well, we'll get grand theaters as well. It's also worth having a check to see how far we are ahead with our research points, and it looks like even with high taxes, which has that minus 20%, we've got too many research points still, so we can go on high taxes and get even more money. And this has to be one of my favorite things in the game, just to sit here on the culture page and just watch that ticking up. It's just nice. It's really, really nice. Found a colony in Massacilian now as well. And honestly, because we've started as one culture, I don't know whether we actually were one culture or whether that's bugged as well. But seeing as we are one culture right now, I'm going to keep one culture. You know, I'd potentially look at integrating Punic just because it's a good culture for those military reforms. But apart from that, no, I think we're all good. But then again, you could do Roman if you really wanted to, but we wouldn't have enough pops to study their ways of war anyway, so it's probably not worth it. One thing you can also do, which a lot of people don't really know too much about without declaring war, guys, is making friends with a governor from another nation. So that's what we're going to do now, and then we'll talk about whether we can actually, you know, get land through this in a little bit. So now we've made friends with this guy, we can actually inspire his disloyalty, and now he has 33.5. And basically, if there's any provinces that are adjacent to yours that are lower than 50 that he governs, you can do Entice Governor here, and they might actually switch over to your country. Now, unfortunately, I mislooked at that. I thought we were adjacent. And if you need to end that plot, you can just do it through your character interface with your ruler, guys. But obviously, as it says here, you need to wait 2 years before you can stop doing that scheme. Well, here we go, guys. We've managed to inspire the disloyalty of this guy over here in a low loyalty province. Let's entice the governor, and there we go. That's instantly now our province. Very nice indeed. Obviously, he then becomes the governor of this whole, like, region, so do bear that in mind if you don't want this character. I mean, he's not great, but we can just replace him if we want to, which I think we will do with someone with a bit of martial. I've got to say, Roy, you've done a really good job of building a very stable nation. You know, a lot of the times in my A to Zs and everything, the nation becomes pretty unstable because we expand so quickly. But you've obviously done this very methodically, built a load of cities, converted pops, converted everyone to your religion. It's really good. No one's disloyal. No one's unhappy. We're sat in a very good place right now, and that is because of your work, not because I won a war against the Romans. It's because of your, 200 years of building up this nation. Now, what I am going to do, guys, is go and copy a save for Roy, but we are going to carry on playing until we beat the Romans one more time. But I'm going to copy a save for him so that he can do the achievement if he wants to from now. So I'll just do that. Well, you may be wondering why I've saved up 8,000 gold, and it's exactly for this reason, to get gradual economic integration and build them everywhere. But yeah, we're going to be spending all our money now on all these regions that don't have our culture. We've still got a load of money left over, so I am going to build a few foundries as well, just to build up that economy. And Lixus just had a revolt, but I'm sure they can deal with that themselves. And we just got an alliance offer from these boys down here. I'm going to accept it. I mean, there's no need not to. We're not going for land down there, so we might as well ally them. They're someone at least. And we can ally the Bretons as well. That's interesting. Whether they'll actually help against the Romans or not, I don't know. Whether they can get across into Rome. Well then, guys, it's definitely time that we get back into war with Rome. And there's a couple of things I've done to get ready for this war. Obviously, we saved up a ton of money because we might need it when we upgrade this legion. I've also built a proper fort wall around here by making all of these places with forts into cities. Now, of course, this area in particular has too much fort infrastructure. That is a bit of a shame. And once we take this fort, and this fort, and this fort, pretty much going to be redundant because you can just have a fort there, and there. But for this war, I think it's a good tactic. We've got plenty of money. It's not too bad to spend that money on something that is going to just hold the Romans in place. Over this side, I'm not really bothered. I think we'll be able to take out whatever comes from this side pretty easily. We've also built grand theaters pretty much everywhere now, apart from there apparently, and great temples in the areas that we need. Loads of foundries too, so we've built up a lot. We're making tons of money. Now let's have a look at our culture, and we're now up to 2,000 Oratanians of our culture now. That is amazing. We were on like 1,200 before we started this, so 800 increase. That's crazy. That means that we've got so many more levies now. Look at that. Loads more levies. And we can build up our legion a lot. So I think I am just going to go heavy infantry and heavy cavalry. I think that's what we're going to do. It's going to cost 1,000. Maintenance is only like plus 21. It's not even bad at all. But yeah, that is now a proper legion ready to smash into the Romans without loads of support. Mercenaries wise, let's also get some good mercs if we can. This one will be okay. This one as well. And then I think we'll just get a standard 16k too. There goes Petition of the Minorities as well. Nice. And one other thing that I've done is fabricate claims over here on most of the land, because that's going to reduce the war score so we can take as much as possible in this war. Obviously, we need to get high war score to do that, but yeah, we'll see. Well then, guys, I think we're in position, and we're going to go for this one over here. We're going to bring in our allies. This one, because it's got a fort. The tactic here is I'm going to take this, and then see what the Romans throw at our fort wall, and see whether we can push them back. And then most of our army is over this side, basically ready to just carve up this region as quick as possible. And damn, we won this in like 1 month. Very nice. What I might actually do once I've taken this is bring this legion over this way so that we can stack wipe all of these guys. And honestly, I think we're free to push with these two boys. Let's see where their troops are. They are in another war in the north, so actually it might be the time to try and get through. If that's the case, it was kind of funny that we've probably wasted that whole fort wall. You know, sometimes these things happen, guys. Sometimes these things happen. One little tip as well, guys, is the fact that generally people put cavalry on the flanks because they flank better. They do better on the flanks. Like, I put cavalry on the flanks as well. But if you know your enemy has quite a few cav, like you can see here, they've got 4 light cavalry in this legion. We're going to put our spearmen on the flanks, and that will destroy their flanking cavalry. Let's see. I could be proved completely wrong here. We'll see. Oh, they've got some flanking cavalry, but more spearmen on the flanks, actually. But yeah, it looks like we are going to win quite easily. So yeah, we haven't even seen the Romans yet. This is interesting. And there goes a new king as well. Manlio. What a boy. Or should I say, what a man. Being kind of careful. I am spreading my troops out, but you know me, guys. I can't resist an opportunity to get into Italia and start taking down all these cities. I just love it. I love it. And yeah, this legion is a sieging beast. There we go. We stack wipe the legion over here, so we should be good now on this side. We just got one more little legion to deal with. Also, for some reason, this piece of land is not flipping to us. Sometimes that happens. It's a bit of a glitch, I think, where one territory doesn't flip and we're still on -9 because we don't have the war goal, apparently. Okay, we are finally seeing Roman troops, but once we take that war goal, I think we'll be in a pretty good position. Like, why are these not flipping across to us? I mean, is it because they're allied to these guys and they've got a fort there? I think it is, but they're not in the war, so why does that matter? Damn, our legion just got defeated. So that is the first defeat of the war. We maybe have pushed a little bit too far, but we'll see. Well, actually, there was a defeat up here early on, but the first big defeat of the war, shall we say. And finally, our plan is coming together. They are coming up against the big fort wall. And also, we're doing this. We might lose a few troops to attrition, but it's worth it, boys. It's worth it. Damn, I hate these tiny armies so much. Fuck off. And Rome's already on very low. Nice. Yeah, and here they come. There seems like a lot of them, but I think we're going to be all right. Damn, we got defeated on Rome. Was not expecting that. We're going to lose this army. Yep, there we go. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. You know, you take the rough with the smooth. We managed to plonk on Rome, didn't we? There we go. Our first big win against the Romans. Let's go. And when we do kill these troops, we absolutely smash them to pieces. And look at them getting stuck on all the forts over here. This is excellent. Problem is right now, we're just not stack wiping anyone over this side. So they're just running around unsieging everything. It's really annoying. Okay, that was a stack wipe. Good. This is exactly our plan, boys. Basically, when they're over here, they're just stuck in a wall of death with our legion just coming and plopping onto them as we go. So yeah, it's pretty nice right now. I'm enjoying this. Unlike chasing around 2k stacks over here. Right then, I think everything over this side is done now. So let's just bring these guys over and do the same thing with them that we're doing with our legion. Now, I didn't build these forts in the best positions defensively, like forests and plains. Like, it isn't great, honestly. So we don't get any defensive bonuses. But we did put them in the best position strategically to maximize the forts per the ratio of provinces. So yeah, it's kind of one of those. It's give or take. So you've got to choose which one you really want to go for. And we're already up to 50 war score. It's pretty darn good. And how the hell are they getting past this level 3 fort? Like, that shouldn't be allowed unless they were here before and then are going there and back. But I don't know how they're doing that. And man, I just love this. Putting the Romans in a meat grinder, bro. They keep going for these forts and then are just getting absolutely ruined by our legion. It's so fun, man. Oh, this is fun. I think it's just fun when you fight the Romans because they're such a pain to fight. They're so hard to fight most of the time. So whenever you can fight them properly, it is just really fun. Now they're just so scared of even coming anywhere near us. This is class. Well, honestly, I could do this all day, but we can actually peace out now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to attack these boys as well. We'll cancel our military access first, and then declare war on them, just so that Rome can't come in, because they're already in a war with us. So basically, we're just getting this war for free. Do need to be careful, though, that they're not going to start unsieging this stuff. So I'm going to send the Merc stack back over. God's sake, they've got 2k troops over here just fucking around. I hate them so much. But what I am going to do, while we're waiting for the Romans to accept our peace deal, we're going to peace out these guys and get rid of them first. I think that's the best way around, because they've just been going around unsieging our stuff, and that's reduced our war score with Rome. There we go. That's them taken out. Very nice. And we can do a mission as well. Nice. Annex Cantabria. Cool. Like, how are they getting troops here? They're just dropping troops off on their ships. It's so annoying. And if I'd have had a bit more foresight, I would have actually built a road here, because this is the route we're taking each time. I didn't realize it would take us so long to move this way, but yeah, this probably would have been one of the best things we could have done. This honestly might be the most ridiculous thing I've ever done in Imperator Rome. Look at all these victories, boys. Look at that. That's insane. That's genuinely insane. Obviously, we're overwhelming numbers on most of those, but like, that's all their victories. That's all theirs. And this is all ours. This is all ours. Like, this is just crazy, man. This is crazy. I don't want this war to end. I don't want this war to end. It's too fun. This is like the lines of Torres Vedras in the Peninsular War. This is just crazy, man. This is brutal. And look at this. We've scared them off. Okay, there we go. They're bringing 26k. I still don't get how that they can just walk through here once they've taken road. Like, it doesn't make sense. This is a level 3 fort. Surely they can't do that. Well, here we go. Let's see if we can stack wipe all of these boys. Not quite a stack wipe on those boys. We've chased them down and found them in the mountains of the Pyrenees, and here we go with a big battle, and it's going to crush them. It's absolutely smashing them. The Legion is once again victorious against the Romans. And once again, the Romans are retreating, but they cannot get fast enough. Oh no, they've been caught in road. Oh no, terrible scenes for the Romans here, and that will end up in a glorious stack wipe for the Mantasanians. And it looks like Rome is utterly defeated. John, what do you think?
I've got to say, Tim, I've never seen such a brutal destruction of the Romans in all my time. What a brutal, brutal victory, destroying them on the forts there. Fantastic work from the Mantasanians, and we'll look forward to how they do next season.
And somehow they've got an 11k stack down there. I don't know how they've done that as well. Maybe a mercenary? Probably, yeah. And honestly, I don't know how they're still on low. Like, where's their very low? They should be on very low right now. Honestly, you know what? Let's build a road to here. In the middle of this war. They'll run away anyway, so we might as well. It's going to help out getting between these two places quite quickly. And God's sake, where do they keep summoning these troops from? No, go away, Rome. Why? Honestly, I can sit here all day. We've got high stability. Yeah, we've got high war exhaustion, but that doesn't really matter. That's fine. We're still making influence and money. We're still rich. Like, it doesn't matter. I can do this all day, Rome. I can do this all day. I mean, maybe we will have to venture outside of our wall of death a little bit, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, I've had my fun now. They're not really coming back anymore. They're kind of scared, I guess, so I think we just need to venture out maybe and take a few more provinces. We're only like -4 away from peace. And there we have it, boys. Very nice indeed. We can take everything. It's only 36 aggressive expansion as well. Let's first of all, though, have a look at the war itself. And we killed over 500,000 Romans. I mean, we did lose 300,000 ourselves, but god damn it. 500,000 killed on the Wall of Death, my friends. We also enslaved 147 pops and killed 120. This is insane. Look at these battles as well. Like, look how many there are. Like, I don't even need to say anything. It's absolutely crazy. Look at them. Look at them. And then compare that to theirs. Like, that's such a smaller spin wheels. And it's mainly against our allies, look. It's hardly against us. Hardly at all against us. Us at the start, actually. But, yeah, since then. Oh, my days. Look at this. Look at this. That is insane. What a war, my friends. Very fun. Indeed. I would love to see what their, like, manpower is on right now, to be honest. But, yeah, let's get this done, my friends. What a fun war. Very cool. And now we are a great power. And there is all of Iberia apart from one little province. So let's found a colony in Lusatian over here. And hopefully that will allow us to then colonize this province. We can also form Greater Iberia. Let's do that. Isn't that a spicy color? And there we go. We can colonize this final province. And there is all of Iberia in our hands, boys. Very nice indeed. Well then, guys, I hope you have enjoyed that. That was really, really fun. If I was going to continue, I honestly would probably keep the Wall of Death rather than putting a fort there, even if it is mountains, just because it basically funneled them through into here all the time. They got stuck and you could just pick them off every time. Amazing. Really, really fun. Well, anyway, disaster thoroughly saved, and I hope that has been informative for you guys. Make sure you do like and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. If you want to submit one of these, find the link to my Discord down below. Go to the Discord and you'll find the instructions there on one of the channels called Save My Campaign or something like that. And hopefully you have found this informative as a bit of a tutorial. So comment down below if you think I should do a bit of a tutorial series on the channel as well. But without further ado, guys, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure as always, and I will see you all again on the next video.